Hi, I'm Dr. Neal Patel. I've been practicing digital dentistry for 18 years, and through my journey, I've partnered with TBS to develop instruments to support the digital dentist from start to finish for comprehensive interdisciplinary care. And we finally come up with the Master Restorative Kit. Each instrument is meticulously designed to support every aspect of a digital dentist. For the first time ever, the Master Restorative Kit is everything in one cassette. No need to search for tools in your drawer. The Master Restorative Kit will fully support you from start to finish in every modern procedure that dentistry has to offer. Long story short, the first iteration of this, the cassette was literally this tall off the countertop. And the girls came to me and said, who the hell is going to sterilize that, and how are you going to sterilize that? So we came to a realization that in a dream world, and I'd love to have every single instrument that I could use on any given procedure just there and accessible, so we don't have to go searching through drawers. But then, you know, the objective in streamlining someone's practice is out the door, because the reality is that we need it to be in a single flat cassette and really not have to overthink how to set up for a procedure. And it really is a game changer for the auxiliaries, the dental assistants, the dental hygienist, and whoever is really helping set up the room for your procedure. And we developed this like 20 different variations of this before it actually came to fruition.
You didn't consider it, you made us do it.
I made you do it. Nothing was hard for me because I had TBS do everything. I just told them what I wanted. But I think the one item that I really wanted to spend more time on was a retractor. With digital dentistry, retraction is key to getting good images. And when you have a tongue in the way and you have a cheek in the way and saliva, it's just a matter of time before a clinician realizes that isolation is still very much important in image acquisition. And so most clinicians are caught using a mirror, which is fine, it works great. However, then the mirror has to be cleaned if you need to use it for the actual procedure. So this is a spoon end. We call this the retractor end, and really does a great job. It's very slim in profile, so it doesn't gag the patient. There's no sharp corners. It doesn't poke, it doesn't prod. So it's comfortable for the patient, but really the decision to put two of them in the kit really changes the game, because now the assistant as well as the clinician can retract. So if they retract the tongue and the cheek, now they have an isolated quadrant for ideal images, and certainly the mirror, on the other hand, is ideal for actually getting your work done. So I'm proud of this. It's as simple as it sounds. This really is a game changer. But honestly, the game changer is this tool. This is the Patel Explorer. This one instrument has been developed purposefully to pack the seating material, typically either cotton or Teflon. It's also got the ability to measure for a screw depth and to retrieve the same material with the opposite end. Patent pending device that allows us to retrieve the plug easily without looking at multiple instruments, without breaking scalers and explorers or endo files. This thing typically does it in one fell swoop. Takes out the rubber plug as well as the Teflon very easily. So super proud of this one, and I think that this is going to be a game changer for most digital dentists who are seeding screw retain restorations and needing to swap out all-on-X's. One tool that can handle all of your implant access holes. Whether you're doing a class 1, class 2, or class 3 composite, class 4, or even class 5, this multi-tool facilitates ease of placement of composite dentistry, all without having to switch from one kit to another. There's actually just one composite instrument needed in this Master Restorative Kit, and that is our multi-tool. Some of us enjoy doing composite dentistry. For me, it's an added thing that I happen to do in the middle of a procedure. Fix a chip here, fill a restoration here, and I certainly don't want to have a completely different kit to do a composite. So we developed this multi-tool, and it has 3 tools on each side. For plugging composite into a class 2, for example, for shaping anatomy, and we also have the other side, which allows us to use more of a paddle-shaped tool for anterior composite dentistry. So you can easily switch from restoring an implant to doing simple composite dentistry, all while maintaining the same kit. So, game changer. if I have to cut off a crown, I've got the ability to use this unique crown spreader to remove an existing restoration. I would say we went through maybe on paper 10, in CAD 10, in hands-on at least 10, and you had me actually see what I could do to break it, and I couldn't. The unique thing about this is access. Clearly, when it's in the anterior segment, we can use this, but in the posterior segment, that slight 45-degree bend allows us to get to the buccal access. So if you were to take a burr and make a notch in the restoration, you can slip this tool into that notch, and a slight rotation or twist in the wrist will actually spread the crown apart, and it'll simply pop off the tooth. But the access is increased because it has a perpendicular notch as well as a horizontal notch. So there's multiple angles and approaches that a clinician can use to remove an existing restoration. But this is the version that I think that every clinician should have. It really will simplify removing existing PFM crowns, zirconium crowns. So for cement retained restorations, this is a game changer. Another unique instrument to the Master Restorative Kit is our titanium holder. How often do we search for an instrument that can actually grab and hold on to a tiny screw, or an abutment, or grip something that's too small for our fingers, with the risk of the patient aspirating that object? Our titanium holder is purposefully designed so that we can actually use this to hold on to implant prosthetics, small components, screws, or even an implant. Since it's made out of titanium, the risk of cross-contamination is negligible. This instrument will come in very handy when you're doing digital dentistry. So in the kit, TBS and I have procured the specific instruments for adhesive removal for cementation, the most robust and sharp instruments with Res Sharp, and curettes to help remove adhesive after post-seat cementation protocols. Sometimes it's a struggle to remove adhesive after seating a crown, for example. The assistant tacks it for too long, or certainly it's in an area that's not accessible. These instruments I found to be extremely handy. So we've got one that's really designed for anterior restorations. It's got a very robust, aggressive tip. We've got one end for chisel for adhesive removal. We've got a posterior and a more aggressive scaler that's used where you don't have to worry about the instrument breaking, and really you can go after adhesive, not worrying about breaking an instrument. And these are super sharp. So great for the kit. I'm happy that we've added these. Definitely very useful. I use them day in and day out. This thing is sexy. I love this thing. I've been dreaming of having this syringe, just something more comfortable. It's almost like a piece of jewelry, this ring here. It's very, very comfortable. Everyone knows that this is the worst thing that we do to our patients. This is what they dread. So might as well make it enjoyable for the clinician to stab somebody with a needle, and a syringe that actually feels luxurious. This is nice. It's going to be in the Master Restorative Kit. This is a double articulating paper forceps. You know what? I told you 2 years ago to make this thing, and this thing is going to be a hit, and I'll tell you why. How often do clinicians struggle with articulating paper, getting saliva all over it, and now you can't even transfer the markings? Well, this forceps can actually hold 2 pieces of paper so that you can easily flip in the event that the patient has a lot of saliva. Or for those clinicians that like to use 2 different thicknesses, one to dry the contacts and then a thinner paper to actually transfer the markings. This thing is going to be a hit for the restorative dentist. Trust me on this. You need to try this thing. How often is it that we always ask our assistant to go grab the temp pliers? Well, the Master Restorative Kit includes the temp pliers. These pliers are robust, yet dainty enough to fit in the kit. It's included with our patented Frings spring, as you can see. An easy temp plier that's utilized on a routine basis for removal of temps, removal of full arch temporary prosthetics, allowing you to have a sure grip, and certainly a tool that can be used routinely. I've approached multiple companies, but I quickly learned that I needed somebody that was nimble, that knew how to think outside the box and realize what's missing in dentistry. And when I worked with TBS, I came to realize that they met every single checkbox. They understand the needs of a clinician because they actually talk to me. They listen to every single detail. And This company is outpacing some of the best companies in the world when it comes to instruments, and this kit is a prime example of where this company is going. And it was a no-brainer for me to align with TBS when it came to manufacturing of instruments and developing these instruments. It's gonna be a game changer. One pro tip that I have for clinicians who are just starting out, we all have dreams of sophisticated technologies, CAD CAM, 5-axis milling machine, printers, and I agree, those are things that you want to be able to someday outfit yourself with. But the most important tools that you have are your hands, and you need to outfit your hands with the right instrumentation to get the job done. When you can really start to enjoy dentistry, that's when your best dentistry will come along. For those that are interested, go to tbsdental.com, schedule a virtual demo with the Master Restorative Kit. They'll walk you through each instrument and what it can do for your practice. This is truly a white glove service, and we want you to experience everything from start to finish.
Introducing the all-new Master Restorative Kit, designed by Dr. Neal Patel.